Any information coming in from inside the courtroom, the Enforcement Directorate has sought 10-day remand of Sanjay Singh. The hearing is still underway. Arguments are being made by the Enforcement Directorate's counsel as to why they need custody and why custodial interrogation is required. 10-day is the demand that has been made by the investigating agency. Arunima, the arguments are still on. Several questions are being asked of the Enforcement Directorate as well about the status of the investigation so far.
Yes, and 10 days means Enforcement Directorate is really going for the kill. At one go, they are asking for 10 days, which means they want to ensure that Sanjay Singh is questioned, interrogated properly, confronted with approvers and accused in this case. Digital and documentary evidence is brought before him. They've already told the court that the MOU between, the accused and the approver has been corroborated, so they have managed to corroborate evidence recovered as well, and that is what they are impressing upon the court, that 10 days of custody is required because there is a lot of answering that Sanjay Singh has to do. The defense, I'm sure, is going to highlight that what is being alleged is not new information. This has been in the knowledge of the ED for long, so why are they moving for arrest and custodial interrogation only now? I'm sure the defense will also echo what you are hearing politically from people like Arvind Kejriwal, Atishi and other leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party, that this is pure political vendetta. Defense is going to underline that, but we'll have to wait and see whether the court agrees with ED that 10 days custody is required. The precedent that we have seen in the last few years is that when the prosecuting agency moves for custody remand, that is usually not denied by the court, but it's the total number of days that the court grants. That is what ED's team as well as the defense team representing Sanjay Singh will be watching.
Absolutely. Anshul also on this broadcast with us, getting us more details of what exactly is transpiring in court. And Ananya, my colleague, is inside court, getting us those minute-by-minute updates. Anshul, what we're learning latest is the number of raids that have been conducted is what the ED is apprising the court of. They talk about the searches that happened yesterday, the searches that have happened in the past, eventually which have led to Sanjay Singh's arrest.
So yes, the ED is now trying to explain to the court that what has happened in the investigation, because the court initially asked the Enforcement Directorate that it has been more than a year and a half, and the statements were with the Enforcement Directorate. Then why has it taken so much time for the Enforcement Directorate to finally reach the doorstep of Sanjay Singh and then make an arrest after almost a year and a half? Now to that, the Enforcement Directorate is actually trying to explain to the court as to what has the procedure been in this entire investigation that has been going on for the last 15 to 16 months. The Enforcement Directorate has very clearly stated that a total number of 239 places have been searched, and yesterday itself Sanjay Singh's residence was also raided, and the employee of Dinesh Arora that gave rupees 2 crore cash at Sanjay Singh's residence, he also the Enforcement Directorate's lawyer is also telling the court in fact from the Indo Spirits an amount of another rupees 1 crore was also picked up. The Enforcement Directorate is now telling the reason that we have to extract digital data. Further, we need to interrogate him with other persons and the other accused, as we have been mentioning in our broadcast as well, that in all likelihood Sanjay Singh would be questioned, would in fact be interrogated with the other accused and the other approvers in this entire matter, and hence the Enforcement Directorate is asking for a 10-day time from the requisite court so that the entire interrogation could happen in a logical manner, because yes, there are many summons that would be needed to be issued by the Enforcement Directorate to several of the accused who are out on bail or several other approvers, and on that notices these people would come and then the confrontation would happen. So this entire procedure is going to take some time, and that is the reason why the Enforcement Directorate has now asked for a 10-day custody for Sanjay Singh in this entire matter.
Right, the Enforcement Directorate also seems to be telling the court that the digital evidence and the forensic analysis of the digital footprint also needs to be done, which is why they need custody of Sanjay Singh. But Arunima, that's an argument that the court doesn't seem to buy completely, because the court is asking the Enforcement Directorate as to why they need custody just to look into the digital footprint.
Before that, can I just point out what Ananya is sending us? One of the big allegations that have been made inside the court seems to be payment in cash and payment received in cash from Sanjay Singh's premises. What Ananya is reporting from the court is that Sarvesh, who's an employee of Sanjay Singh, he was paid 2 crore rupees in cash by Dinesh Arora's employee, and 1 crore in cash was picked up for Indo Spirits. Now this is a big allegation. Sarvesh has been raided earlier too, he has been searched earlier too, and it is based on that investigation that ED is coming up. Why was Sarvesh, an employee of Sanjay Singh, receiving 2 crore rupees in cash? Was Sanjay Singh aware of these dealings that were happening at his premises? Those are questions that ED wants to ask Sanjay Singh. There is a possibility they would want to confront Sanjay Singh not just with Dinesh Arora but also with Sarvesh, his employee who's also under the scanner, and Dinesh Arora's employee who's saying that he paid this amount in cash. So now the charges against Sanjay Singh are unraveling. The charge of money exchanging hands in cash shows that ED believes that there was a Hawala network, there was a money laundering network that was being operated from Sanjay Singh's residence, and because it is his premises, he will have to answer and justify why it was happening at his property.